Marvel vs. DC Death Battles. Took me a minute to realize some of these words were not in English, but let's get into it. Superman vs. Sentry. I am going with Superman more often than he loses. I would say high difficulty, but Superman. Tony Stark versus Batman. I am going to go with Tony Stark more often than he loses. Cosmo versus Crypto. Crypto, Blitz gone. Crypto's on top. Captain Marvel versus Supergirl. This is going to be a tough fought battle. I think Supergirl, but it's going to be high difficulty. High difficulty. Quicksilver versus the Flash. I'm going to say the Flash more often than none. Wanda versus Zatanna. Wanda is wiping the floor with Zatanna. Hulk versus Doomsday. Now, I go back and forth with who I think would win. To be honest, I think they're pretty well evenly matched. But in this case, in this image, I'm going with Worldbreaker Hulk. Silver Surfer versus the Green Lantern. I honestly do not know why this keeps getting compared. The Silver Surfer wins 100 out of 10 times. Deadpool versus Deathstroke. I think Deadpool will win because of the longevity. I think Deathstroke is a better combatant, but I think Deadpool will pull off the victory. Thanos versus Darkseid, comic version. I'm going with Darkseid more often than he loses. Doctor Strange versus Doctor Fate. I am going with Doctor Fate. Black Widow versus Catwoman. Black Widow is taking the W. Catwoman don't want this kind of smoke. Aquaman versus Namor, a very interesting one. I'm going to go with Aquaman. Spider-Man versus Beast Boy. I'm going Beast Boy. Turns into a kaiju or something like that, it's over. Mephisto versus Trigon. I'm going Trigon. Reed Richards versus Plastic Man. I'm going Plastic Man. Hawkeye versus Green Arrow. Lots of people pick Green Arrow. I'm going Hawkeye. Not every time. I was about to lie. Vision versus Martian Manhunter. I'm going Martian Manhunter. Franklin Richards versus Dr. Manhattan. This says even. What you guys think? Dr. Doom versus the Spectre. The Spectre wins. Hercules versus Wonder Woman. I'm going to go with Wonder Woman, but extremely high difficulty. Hulking versus Superboy. Superboy. Iceman versus Killer Frost. Iceman. He's taking out any water and ice character. Thor versus Shazam. Thor. Mid to high difficulty, but Thor. Storm versus Red Tornado. Storm, the queen all day. Wolverine versus Lobo. Lobo. Daredevil versus Nightwing. Daredevil. This says Nightwing. Don't agree. Ironheart versus Cyborg. Cyborg. Taking out all these technological characters. Invisible Woman versus Mira. This says Mira. I say Invisible Woman. The One Above All and the Presence. This says